My dear friends, life does not transform through big moments. It transforms through small practices. The way we breathe, the way we think, the way we behave every single day shapes the direction of our life, just like a river shapes even the toughest stone over time. Your everyday habits will shape your tomorrow. Today, I want to talk to you about something every woman deserves to understand. 9 habits that can make your life strong, calm, and filled with purpose. If you follow them daily, not only will your own life rise to a new level, but you will also become a light for everyone around you. God has given every one of us tremendous strength, wisdom, and a beautiful character. Yet so often we lose sight of this gift because we get caught in stress, comparison, and endless duties. A woman's heart is powerful, but it carries many weights at the same time. What if instead of just getting through each day, you could live with energy, clarity, and joy? It is possible. And the answer is hidden in the habits you choose. Just as the sun rises each morning with fresh light, you too can rise each day with renewed strength. So let's go into these life-shaping habits that every woman should practice daily. When you open your eyes in the morning, what is the first thing you do? For most people, it is reaching for the phone. Notifications, messages, social media, news. Everything enters your mind at once. And before you even realize it, your heart becomes unsettled. Your thoughts start running everywhere. And before your day even starts, you already feel tired inside. But imagine for a moment if instead of beginning the day with noise, you began the day with quiet. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is fullness. It is the space where you meet God, the space where you feel His presence, and the space where you prepare your heart for the day ahead. Think of a river early in the morning. The water is peaceful, still, and clear, reflecting the sky perfectly. You can see the beauty of nature through it. But when storms arrive, the river becomes disturbed, and nothing can be reflected. In the same way, your mind in the morning is like that calm river. If you allow the storms of the world into it first, it loses clarity. But if you offer those first moments to silence with God, your thoughts become steady, peaceful, and strong. Every woman carries many responsibilities: family, work, relationships, her own needs. If you begin your day rushing, running, and stressing, you are like a runner starting a marathon already tired. But if you begin with silence, you are like a fighter preparing for the day, grounded and ready for anything. Let me share a simple example. Picture a mother of 2 who has to prepare breakfast, pack lunch boxes, get her kids ready, and then get herself ready for work. On most mornings, she jumps out of bed, panics about the time, raises her voice at her children, and races to finish everything. By the time she reaches her office, she is already exhausted. But one day she chooses to wake up just 15 minutes earlier. She sits quietly, closes her eyes, and breathes slowly. She thanks God for a new day. She listens to the quiet, and she feels His presence. That small change shifts her entire day. She no longer shouts in the morning. She feels calmer, and her children feel the softness in her energy. She begins to move through her day with grace, not just speed. That is the strength of beginning with silence. Silence does not mean you are doing nothing. Silence means you are doing the most important thing, reconnecting with your source. Just like a phone needs charging to work, your mind and heart also need charging. And your charger is not social media, not the news, not even your task list. Your true charger is God. When you connect in silence, you receive His peace, His energy, and His direction. Even science today supports the power of silence. When you start your day with calm breathing, prayer, or meditation, your stress levels go down, your mind becomes clearer, and your emotions stay steady. But more than science, it is the feeling that will convince you. You begin to notice small things you once ignored: the sound of birds, the soft glow of morning light, the freshness of the early air. You start to see life not as a weight, but as a gift. Many people say, "I don't have time to sit in silence." But the truth is, you don't have time not to. Because when you rush into your day without grounding yourself, you lose even more time in stress, mistakes, and frustration. Silence is not wasting time. Silence is investing your time. Just like a farmer waters the soil before expecting fruits, you must water your soul before expecting results. And let me remind you, silence isn't only for saints or spiritual teachers. Silence is for every person who wants to live better. It doesn't matter if you're a student, a mother, a businesswoman, or a homemaker. God is waiting to meet you each morning in silence. You just have to show up. Try this tomorrow. Wake up a little earlier. Don't touch your phone. Sit comfortably. Close your eyes. Breathe slowly. And say in your heart, "Thank you, God, for this new day laid me today." Feel His presence. Even 5 minutes is enough to begin. Slowly you will realize you don't want to miss those minutes anymore because they become your energy, your strength, your peace. The deepest battles of life are not outside, they are inside. Stress, fear, anxiety, comparison. These are the battles you face every day, and you cannot win them with noise. You win them with silence. A silence that is not empty but filled with God's presence. So remember this, the way you start your morning shapes the way you live your day. If you begin with God, you carry His light. If you begin with silence, you carry His strength. And when you carry His strength, nothing in this world can shake you. When was the last time you paused and said thank you? Not to a person, but to life itself, to God, for giving you one more day. Gratitude is not just a word, it is a way of living. A grateful heart doesn't mean a life without problems. It means a life that can look beyond the problems. It means shifting your focus from what is missing to what is already here. Gratitude is like sunlight that brightens every corner of your heart. Without it, even in a palace, you may feel empty. But with it, even in a simple home, you may feel rich. Think about this. Every morning, thousands of people do not wake up, but you did. Your eyes opened, your heart is beating, your lungs are breathing, your body is moving. Isn't that a blessing worth noticing? Yet how often do we take these miracles for granted? We complain if the Wi-Fi is slow, if the traffic is heavy, or if the weather is too hot or too cold. And in all these complaints, we forget there are people praying for just one more breath, one more day, one more chance. Gratitude turns what you have into enough, and it turns simple moments into beautiful gifts. Let me share a picture. Imagine a young woman working in an office. She always compares her life with her coworkers. Someone got a promotion. Someone bought a new car. Someone is traveling the world. Every day she feels behind, unhappy, and unworthy. Then one day her mother falls sick and is taken to the hospital. In those moments of fear, she realizes how precious family truly is. After her mother gets better, she starts keeping a small diary. Every night before sleeping, she writes 3 things she is thankful for. Her mother's smile, the warm food on her table, the kind friend she spoke to. Slowly her attitude changes. She doesn't wake up feeling empty anymore, but full. Not because her problems disappeared, but because her eyes opened to what was already there. That is the power of gratitude. Gratitude is like wearing a new pair of glasses. The world remains the same, but the way you see it changes completely. The cloudy sky becomes beautiful because you know it brings rain. The traffic becomes easier because you realize you still have a vehicle to sit in. A simple meal becomes special because you remember there are millions sleeping hungry tonight. Gratitude shifts your heart from scarcity to abundance. Even in difficult situations, gratitude can bring light. Take another example. A mother is struggling financially. She cannot buy her children expensive toys or fancy clothes. Yet instead of crying every night, she tells them stories. She hugs them. She cooks simple meals with love. Her children grow up not remembering what they lacked, but remembering the love they received. That mother's gratitude became her strength, and her children's wealth was not in things but in values. When you practice gratitude daily, your relationships also change. How often do we take the people around us for granted? A husband forgets to thank his wife for the meal. A wife forgets to thank her husband for working hard. Children forget to thank their parents for all the sacrifices. Friends forget to thank each other for support. But when we start saying small words like thank you with sincerity, hearts open. Gratitude builds closeness, and closeness builds love. There's a beautiful truth about gratitude. The more you thank, the more you receive. Life starts to reward those who notice its blessings. Why? Because a grateful heart is open, and when your heart is open, abundance finds its way in. A complaining heart closes itself, and even blessings cannot enter. That is why some people with so much feel empty, while others with little shine with joy. Now let's make this real. Gratitude is not something you feel once in a while. It's something you practice daily, like brushing your teeth. Try this simple habit every morning when you wake up. Before touching your phone, say 3 things you're thankful for. It can be as simple as, I am grateful for this breath. I am grateful for my family. I am grateful for this new chance. At night, before you sleep, repeat this practice. Write it in a diary or whisper it in prayer. Over time, you'll feel your heart becoming lighter, your stress becoming smaller, and your joy becoming deeper. Imagine your life as a garden. Complaints are like weeds and gratitude is like water. If you keep feeding the weeds, they will take over your whole garden. But if you water your flowers with gratitude, your garden will grow in the most beautiful way. The choice is always in your hands. Every day you either feed the weeds or you nourish the flowers. Remember this. Gratitude is not about waiting for life to become perfect. Gratitude is about noticing that life already holds many gifts. If you have food to eat, you are richer than millions. If you can walk, you are stronger than many. If you can love, you are blessed beyond measure. So instead of saying, I will be grateful when my life changes, say, I will be grateful and my life will start changing. Gratitude is the voice of the soul. It brings calm, it brings courage, and it brings joy. And when a woman lives with daily gratitude, her whole family, her workplace, and even her community feel her light. Because gratitude is not just something you do. It is an energy, a way of living that lifts everyone around you. Time is the most valuable gift given to us. Yet it is also the gift we waste the most. Money lost can be earned again. Health lost can sometimes be restored. But time lost never comes back. Once a moment is gone, it is gone forever. That is why being disciplined with time is not just a good habit. It is essential for a meaningful life. Without time discipline, even the most gifted person struggles. But with time discipline, even the simplest person can reach greatness. Think of a woman's normal day. She wakes up, checks her phone, gets pulled into scrolling, and before she realizes it, 30 minutes disappear. She hurries through breakfast, gets late for work, misses deadlines. And at night she feels tired but not fulfilled. The issue is not lack of talent. It is lack of time discipline. Now imagine the same woman decides to respect her time. She sets a routine, wakes up on time, starts her morning with quietness, plans her day, and follows that plan. Suddenly her energy feels different. She completes her tasks. She finds time for herself. She even smiles more because she no longer feels like she is always rushing. The only change was discipline with time. Time is like water in your hand. If you hold it carelessly, it slips away. If you cup your hands with care, you can hold enough to satisfy your thirst. In the same way, when you live without discipline, time leaks through small cracks, endless gossip, too much scrolling, procrastination, distractions. But with discipline, every drop of time is used with purpose, and those drops turn into an ocean of achievements. Let me give you a simple example. A student has an exam in 1 month. She spends her days saying, "I'll study tomorrow." A week before the exam, she panics, stays awake all night, and still does poorly. Another student chooses discipline. She studies 2 hours every day and doesn't wait for another day. When the exam comes, she is calm and confident. Same exam, same month, but completely different outcomes. All because of discipline with time. Discipline with time also brings peace. A messy, unplanned life is full of stress because everything is done at the last minute. Arriving late to meetings, forgetting responsibilities, rushing through tasks, all of this creates inner pressure. But when you honor your time, you also honor your mind. You create room for peace because you are not constantly chasing moments that have already passed. One of the biggest illusions in life is believing we have plenty of time. We say, "I'll do it tomorrow. I'll care for myself later. I'll spend time with my family when I'm free. I'll turn to God when I grow older." But tomorrow is not guaranteed. The only time you truly have is now. Discipline means valuing the present instead of pushing important things into a future you may never meet. Imagine a woman working in an office. She chooses to give just 1 hour every evening to her love for painting. At first it feels small, but she remains disciplined. After 6 months, she has a collection of paintings. After a year, she is invited to display them in an exhibition. What began as 1 disciplined hour became a new part of who she is, a new source of joy. That is the hidden power of time. When you invest it consistently, it grows beyond what you can imagine. Discipline with time also means learning to say no. Many people lose their time not because they are lazy, but because they cannot turn down distractions. They say yes to every request, every chat, every demand. But a wise woman understands that every yes to something unimportant is a no to something important. If you say yes to gossip, you say no to growth. If you say yes to procrastination, you say no to progress. Discipline is not about being strict without meaning. It is about guarding your limited hours for the things that truly matter. Even in spiritual life, discipline with time matters deeply. If you say, "I will pray when I find time," you may never find it. But if you set a fixed time each day and honor it, that small practice becomes your strength. God does not ask for hours. He asks for sincerity, and sincerity shows itself through discipline. Look at nature. The sun rises and sets on time. The seasons arrive and leave on time. The ocean waves move in rhythm. The heart beats with order. Everything in creation follows discipline. That is why it is balanced and beautiful. If the sun rose late even once, the world would fall into confusion. In the same way, when you lack discipline with your time, your personal world becomes chaotic. But when you align yourself with discipline, your life flows in harmony with everything around you. Now let's make this simple. Start small. Wake up at a fixed time every day. Choose your top 3 priorities and complete them first. Limit time spent on distractions. Create boundaries for work, rest, and family. Do not wait for the perfect plan. Begin with small, steady steps. Over time, you will understand that discipline does not steal your freedom. It gives you freedom. Because when your time is organized, you have more room to enjoy life, more time to rest, more time to grow. Remember, time is life. Wasting time is wasting life. Respect time and life will respect you back. Discipline with time is not about living a hard or joyless life. It is about living a steady, meaningful, and peaceful life. A woman who values her time values her potential. And when she values her potential, she becomes unstoppable.